Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone's home safe and healthy. I would like to introduce the speakers for the day today. CA Puneet Mehta and Mr. Hiral Soni. Hiral Soni, please take forward.
Yeah. Hello everyone. A very good morning to everyone. I hope everyone is safe and healthy in their homes. So basically today's webinar was on about outstanding management and how you can increase your workflow. So I will quickly run through. Meanwhile, everyone is joining. I will quickly run through the company profile. So what AIMTech is all about, you can just have a look. 1 second. So these are our useful customizations. CA admin for chartered accountants, Builder Pro for construction industries, integration from Excel or any software to Tally, Society module, Shares module for long-term and short-term capital gain, Education module for institutions, and many more. So save this number 7715047111. Yeah, hello everyone. So welcome back. So today we will learn about how outstanding can be managed in Tally ERP9 and how what are the different customizations which can help you in managing your outstanding effectively. Okay, so I'll welcome CA Puneet Mehta on stage for the warm welcome of the attendees and to start the session, like how what is the importance of outstanding in the day-to-day business.
Good morning, friends. Thank you, Hiral bhai. Thank you, Palak, for organizing this fantastic event. And what are we going to learn today is outstanding. Outstanding is most of us are aware that Tally gives us 30, 60, 90 days report. It gives us some basics of working. But
Hello. I think there's some technical glitch. Will be shortly back.
yeah, am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So basically, it is all about outstandings. How do we manage our outstanding? Why did this we take this topic? Outstanding is very simple, yet not many people are following it diligently. Our view was that this lockdown is going to get over. Maybe this 1st June or maybe 15th June, whatever the government may decide. The one of the first criteria that people will have to face is the flow of money, and the money flow will come more from the business, not from the loans. And when we talk about business, we need to know about our outstandings. So today we are going to learn what are the various ways in which we can manage our outstandings. Yes, some of them would be customization and some of them would be default features of Tally. And it is not just reporting, it is going to be the accounting parts as well. When we spoke to few of our users, they told, okay, what are the pain points that they are having in terms of managing their outstanding. Why aren't they taking out the reports directly from the software? So that was some queries that we thought, let us address it head on. So friends, let's move forward. Yeah, next slide. Okay, we will discuss on outstanding. There is a small bit of WhatsApp automation that we did for our customers. Since all of you are working from home, I would request all of you to just save this number. That is our corporate number 771504711, or go to your mobile browser and do this and just type WFH. Okay, or hashtag WFH, whatever you may wish. You can just type this. The reason I am requesting you this is a small bit of automation. Friends, we need to find the ways in which we can connect to the customers on an automated mode, not physically and verbally. Yes, we will get connected, but some queries that you may have, the customer may have, they can be responded on an automatic mode. We have always seen how an IVR, an institutional IVR works. Let's see how this IVR works in a WhatsApp environment. So before we start, this is a small request that you can just type this and select the option. Okay. Some of you who may want to see what are our different products may go to the WhatsApp catalog of this number, and they can check what are the aspects that other products this Impact Business Solution has it. Let's move forward.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. Coming to the outstanding, friends, what is the most important lever of any business? Lever means a strategy or the uh, important aspect of business that if you change that, okay, then definitely your business increases manifold. Okay, if you change in a small percentile, it increases in manifold. So there are many aspects of any business, but what is the most important lever of any business? Friends, this is not going to be just one way session, it has to be an interactive session. So outstanding is one thing, but I would like to know more from your guys, your opinion, and put it in your question remarks, that what in your opinion is the most important lever of your business or any business. So please put your answers in the questions. I will wait for some answers, and let's see what is it that we get it in the question mark. Please put your answers. What is the most important lever for any business? Is it sales? Is it uh, purchases? Is it expenses? Is it gross profit? Is it indirect expenses? Is it the cash in hand which is there in the bank or whatever? What is it? What is the most important aspect? Friends, please put your answers in your question box, in the question box. It is an interactive session, so we can move forward on this. Please do inform.
Those who have joined from their mobile phones, there is a question mark symbol on their screen. They can just click that and type the whatever you want to chat or you want to ask.
Okay, I'm getting some good answers. Lakshmi says sales, Manish says working capital, Sahil saying sales and indirect incomes, Nitin says sales and volumes, Sunil Bhai says recovery of outstandings. Okay. Jayesh Bhai Parik, my very good friends here. Jayesh Parik says recovery from debtors. Keep asking, sir. Anup Bhai's question is on inventory, but that is not my question. Anup Bhai, please answer to my question. What is the most important lever for any business? Meenal says sales. Good. Sandhya says outstanding. Fantastic. Yes. So, in my opinion, there can be varied opinion, but in my opinion, the most important aspect of any business or the most important lever for any business is cash profit. It is not just profit, it is the cash profit. When you recover the money from your debtors at that point of time, that is the most important aspect. You might have made a sale of 1 crore rupees, but what is the use of that if you do not recover the money on time? And if you recover the money on time, then definitely it is the most important aspects. Friends, I like to draw your attention. Some of you might know it, some of you might know, but there is one fantastic case study. You can go to Google and check. The case study is all about Dell. That company was on the brink of closure. They were giving lots and lots of credit. That was an IT company. They were giving lots and lots of credit. But the moment they decided, no, we need to reduce our payment cycle, we need to take some advances and reduce our payment cycle, and thereby they decided, they changed their entire business model. And from the company which was getting closed, they flourished, and they flourished like anything. So friends, there are many such examples, but today it is not about those stories. Today it is about how and what we can do in Tally. I will not take much of your time. Hiral bhai, let's go forward. There are many other things that answers. Manoj says debtors, liquidity and cost of products. Jayantilal, yes, those all are important. I have also given my opinion. Let's move forward in our this thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So basically in outstanding, we need to keep in mind few things. So I'll just guide you through all those things which need to be kept in mind. So one of them is during the master creation. So during master creation, what all things you need to be aware of, that I'll just quickly take you through. So I'm going in the ledger master, accounts info ledger alter, and say I'm going in this ledger Ankit Sanghvi. So there is an option here, maintain bill by bill. Yes, that should be on. In case that is not on, you need to enable that. There is a option called default credit period. Now, how to enable default credit period? Default credit period and credit limit. These are two things which you need to enable that. Suppose if I'm creating a new ledger, or else say I'm altering this one. So in this, I'm mentioning 30 days. Okay. So basically in F11, there is an option called budgets and controls. If that is no, suppose if I'm disabling this, you can see here the credit limit option gets disabled. So credit limit option, you will be able to see when that option is on, the budget and control. Now this option is enabled, the credit limit option, and this default credit period. This default credit period, we can use it this will be enabled whenever you are creating a particular debtor in under the group northern debtors, or else any other under the group sundry debtors, and after sundry debtors there will be an option maintain bill by bill, yes or no. So when you enable this yes, you will get an option for credit period. So these 2-3 things are to be kept in mind when creating this ledger or ledger masters. Then
Thank you, Hiral
coming
bhai.
to, yes sir,
This was on master's creation. Also inform about the sales transaction. What are the
yeah,
important aspects of sales transaction? Because I have seen many customers making the mistake that their bill references are not in proper aligned with their voucher number, or they have a challenge in terms of giving the voucher number and that invoice number are the same. So there are many such small things. They are not providing the credit period properly. So what are those things that you need to take care while you are creating transactions? Hiral bhai?
correct, yeah. So one basic thing is that when in the invoice number and reference number, suppose invoice number is 1, reference number is 1, and there is an option in the F12, use default for bill allocations. If that this is yes, then what will happen is, suppose if this particular option is yes, after entering the final amount 7316, it won't give you an option to whether this is a new reference or against reference. So you won't be able to select that. It will Tally will automatically select that as a new reference. Okay, so most of the case we deal with the advances or any other or if the payment has been received on account, we do not have a particular allocation, like we need to allocate it to a particular reference number. So for that case we will change it to no, change bill allocations to no. Then the second option is use voucher number and bill reference number for bill allocations. Use voucher number and bill reference number. This option will give you, like whenever an entry is saved, automatically the voucher number will be saved as the bill reference number. This invoice number 1 will automatically get saved in the new reference number, and the reference number here will be in invoice number 1 automatically. So that is a benefit of using that utility, that settings. So now whenever the new reference or against reference is all maintained properly, you can adjust this against the receipt. So whenever the receipt entry has been posted, you can select this invoice number 1 or a reference number against which the receipt has been received. Or else, suppose if you want to change it to against reference or advance, you can do this when that option is on. So this was the second thing which you need to keep in mind while entering any sales transaction. Then third comes the receipts and credit notes. So I will take you through the outstanding report. So you can see here there are few invoices where the pending amount is just 0.60 or a very small amount. Or say if you want to adjust any credit note, suppose this is in this invoice Salim Saudagar. So sales invoice was of 4484, but received I have received the amount of 4483.40. So 0.60 is the normally rounding of figure. So what I'll do is I'll go in the receipts. I will make here 4484 and against reference, or I can either make it a new reference number that this is a rounding off, or else I can go to that particular party's account and I can pass a journal entry for that. So suppose if I go to this particular ledger account, I can see here there is an alt B, the pending amount is 0.60. I can quickly pass the journal entry. This is one option. And another good option, you can get it here. Suppose if you want to quickly pass a receipt entry. So what I did is I just went to this particular ledger account. I quickly clicked Alt B bill wise. Now all the bills outstanding are getting reflected here. Now suppose say I have received an amount of this party has settled these two bills. So I will just quickly click here bill settlement. There is an option of bill settlement, Alt B here. Okay, and I will select the date 15th or say 16th August. And HDFC Bank, I have received this amount 41087.60 in HDFC Bank being amount received. Okay, so quickly this receipt entry will get posted here automatically. I just have to select the instrument number and the bank from which I have received the payment. That's it. So this was very quick. You can immediately post the receipts from the bill wise outstanding mentioned here. And the third thing is that suppose considering this case itself, suppose the sales has been done, this was the sales, and the payment which I have received here is 16th August. So on 16th August I have received the payment for invoice number 132 and 114. Now after few days this party issues a credit note. The bill has been settled, but due to some deficiency of service, I am receiving a credit note for say this invoice, the invoice number 132, 25,771. So now this has already been settled. Then again, the reference number, you cannot see the reference number here in the bill wise table. Okay, so the problem is whenever you will create a credit note, what happens is you cannot link, you will not be able to see this particular against reference 132 over here because this has already been settled. So what I will do is I will just quickly select, I will, or else INV 132, I will just copy this and I will add a voucher on say 1st September of a credit note. Original invoice number was INV 132. The date of that invoice was 10th August and 132. So I will quickly add a voucher. I will go to credit note. August 19, and the date will be 1st September. Party name will be sales GST item A. I'm selecting the same random amount. Say this was the credit note amount, CGST and SGST. Now the important part is say I have selected post sale discount or anything. I'm just putting this debit note number random. After this, against reference, Now here against reference, I'm able to select just invoice number 52, but that is not the case. So what I will do is I'll create a new reference of the same INV 132, so that it will say it has already been used. So in that case, I will mention here INV 132 dash credit note. So I know that this credit note is basically of the invoice number 132. So in the bill-wise table, you can see here and invoice number 132 credit note, because if I adjust this against the invoice number 52, the purpose won't get solved. So this is the thing you need to keep in mind.
Wonderful. So, friends, we've learned how to click on the spacebar, bill settlement, and check the receipt part. Okay, so that is the way in which Hiranbhai, sometimes in the same transaction we have to pass the TDS aspect also. So, can you show some
Yeah.
entry that
Yeah.
how to post a TDS transaction? So we have raised an invoice of an X amount, and the client is paying
Okay.
X minus TDS amount. How do we account for that in the same receipt voucher? If you could just explain that also.
Yeah. So suppose I'm receiving some amount, X amount on 1st September, HDFC Bank, and the party is say Ankit Sanghvi, say a random amount of 5,000, and the against reference will be, I'm not getting against. Yeah. So suppose this is the invoice 13,593, 5,000, and the TDS on rent, or say 500 example. Either we can do it this way, or else, yeah, this way. Suppose if I enter,
Okay. Yeah, that's precise.
yeah. So this way you can enter the TDS amount, and accordingly it will get adjusted. And suppose there is a TDS in the sales entry itself. So suppose in the sale entry there is a TDS, or if I'm deducting TDS in this voucher itself, then what will happen is, suppose the amount is, I'm just taking an amount of 72, assuming 10% TDS. Now in this case, new reference will be 777.60. Now I will uh, change this to 849.60, 849.60, and the new reference will be INV slash TDS. So I'll get a new reference of credit. So accordingly, in the sales entry, I can also adjust the TDS with the new reference. So in this case, if I go to Bhavesh Jain's ledger account quickly, and I'll select Alt B, bill wise, I can see here that the gross amount and the TDS amount, it is showing me differently. Yes, sir.
Wonderful. So let us go to the outstanding report, because that is the today's topic. So
Yeah,
what are the
correct.
various aspects of outstanding report? So let's go to that outstanding report.
Okay. Yeah. So the path is display statutory statement of accounts, then outstandings. And outstandings, there are four options given here: receivables, payables, ledgers, and group. So if I go in the receivables, and suppose if I'm selecting a particular northern debtors, I will get these many options, the party wise amount. So these are the pending amounts, and so there is an option given here with the whether when the amount is due. So currently I have not mentioned any due date, any 30 days or more. So it is giving me the same due date as the bill date is there. This bill is due on 9th April itself, and it is overdue by 240 days. And suppose if you want to see the age-wise report, so you can click your F6 age-wise using bill date 30, 60, 90, and you can accept this, and you will get a quick report whether the uh, amount is due less than 30 days, 30 to 60, 60 to 90, and more than 90. You can alter those parameters as per your company needs. And suppose if you from here you click bill wise, you go back northern debtors, and if I click here bill party wise, so I will be getting the party wise totals. Like suppose the amount due from Ankit Sanghvi is 38019, or from Atul Trivedi it is 48993. So you can print and you can send this to parties individually if you want, or else you can just keep a printout of this.
Yeah, this is a very good uh, display of reports, because what happens is that I get the group name, the party name, and the bill wise detail. Many times in the markets or scenario where in Lamington Road or in steel market, people take the printout of this group wise letters, and then take a small chits of these and then send a person for outstanding collection. So this is a very good way of showing bill party wise. This is a default report available, right?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
What further do we have from outstandings?
Yeah. So this was the default report. Then you can also go in the ledger report, and you can select any particular ledger. You can this is available from the ledger view also, and from this view also. You can also directly go from the ledger to this Alt V, and you can select this. Or else, say if I just want to view of the whole group northern debtors, so I can just northern debtors, and I can get this amount, the debit amounts and credit amounts, this way.
Okay.
And if I want to see here the ledger wise, then I can see the ledger wise amounts,
Mhm.
age wise and bill wise accordingly. The same reporting we even get this here
Hmm.
of the whole group less than 30, 60, 90. So
Hmm.
what are the pending bills, and
And the
say if I
last
want
column
bill
is of,
party wise, yes sir.
yeah, the last column was for on account. That is one
On
that
account,
one must
yeah, on
see.
account. That
Yeah.
is the yeah, most important feature we have in this report, bill wise or age
Hmm.
wise. Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
This on account. If we have received any on account payment, then we can see it here. This one.
Okay. Hiral, I want to
Yes, sir.
see my sales. Yeah. So I want to see my sales and receipts. So in the month of April or in the month of May, I might have made a sales of 1 crore rupees. I want to
Hmm.
see for which invoices my amount is pending. So how can I get that? Because what happens is that that is a trigger point, that
Okay.
which invoice is pending for that particular month. So what, how you can get it for the month of April, if I might have sold 1 crore, which invoices are yet pending? Of course, one way is to go and see the aging report 30, 60, 90. But can I get
Right.
invoice wise working?
Yeah, we can get that invoice wise working also. We have created this customized report, sales receipt report, in which you can get the total amount and receipt amount, and when the amount has been received.
Okay. So when we export this report, we can also get the time lag of that report,
Correct.
receivables. So
Yeah.
which invoice, which customer has paid in how many days?
How many days? Yeah.
Okay. This
And
is a sales
accordingly,
receipt report.
And suppose if the party has not paid, suppose any party, like suppose this Dinesh Bhandari has not paid, example, so we can immediately contact or email, we can send a mail to that party, not from this report, but we can definitely contact, it is useful for contact information.
Okay. Okay. What further customization you can suggest? Can I get this on a month by month basis?
Yes, definitely we can get this on month by month basis. Currently, we saw bill party wise, age wise, and bill wise. And the one of the best report I found was outstanding report with the description. So like in this description, you can see here the in the advice column, after besides the pending amount column, there is an advice column. So in that advice column, you have what advice that person has given, or what is the description of that service, advice reference, what advice reference they have given. So outstanding report can also be generated in the description wise, so that you know
Okay.
what particular party is outstanding. And even we have the monthly outstanding report, whereby
Mhm.
you get the amount, like in April 2019, what was the total amount due from which party,
So current, this is based on the current outstanding. So the
current
current
outstanding.
outstanding you have bifurcated in the previous months from the on the basis of bill date. Yes,
Correct.
this is a very good trigger point that in case of decision making, you want to see that right up to June 2019, if you are looking at it in December, so 6 months have yet been pending and the customer has yet not paid. Okay,
Yeah.
this is a trigger
So
report.
yeah, so basically, this report is also helpful to keep a check that in which month my outstanding is getting increased. So we can keep a standard, we can see here that 50 amount, 2,50,000 can be a base rate, base amount, and accordingly we can keep a check that in the May month why the outstanding has been increased so much. So we can
No,
keep
no,
the
no.
same pace that way.
This is the current, as on current, which month's outstanding is pending, I think.
Yeah,
This is not,
current which.
yeah, as per the current date. Okay. So let's move forward. I want to send email to all. Acha, follow-up is also there.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can
Follow-up
also.
will take it we can take it on a live basis, follow-up report.
Yeah, we can take on a live. I'll just quickly show you. So follow-up report is basically, I'll go to sales order, payment follow-up. We have uh, now in this customer follow-up, I get these many debtors. I get these many debtors, and suppose if I'm selecting a particular one, so suppose I have called Anant Mulgund, and he our persons have spoken to, suppose Indrajit from our company, he has spoken on 28th May 2020. Then he told that the call was busy and call was ringing, so he called. The next follow-up date he put here is 29/5. Okay, so and suppose second person, uh, Indrajit called on 28/5/2020. He said he will do it tomorrow. So you can put the next follow-up date on 29/5, and next follow-up time will be 5, yeah, or whatever time you want to suggest. So this way you can put the follow-up date or follow-up in this follow-up report, like when what that person has told. So you can keep a history of that. Say in case one person is following up and second person is again checking that, or else again second person is calling Ankit Sanghvi, so he will understand that what first person has spoken about and what conversation has been done with that person. So you can keep a check, you can keep a record of that.
Okay.
So all those follow-up dates, all those follow-ups which have been made, and the follow-up report, if you want, you can get in the next follow-up reports. Suppose if you go to this next follow-up report and select sundry debtors, so you can get a whole report of what person has spoken and what they have actually told to our call executives. So you can also
Hmm.
select here which call date, like suppose what to whom I have to follow today. So 29/5
Interesting.
2020. If I select just
Ah,
today's date, so I just understand that I have to follow up these seven persons who has told me to call back today or call back tomorrow. So my executives have informed that 29th May I will call, and this was the time I will be calling you. So accordingly, we can follow up with them, and we just have to follow for these particular 7 parties.
Interesting. So friends, what has happened is that a lot of time we have seen is that the accounts team is providing the outstanding report in Excel to the sales team, and then the sales team keep following up on their own sweet time and put the updates in that Excel sheet. But that is never known to the management. But instead, if this particular report is given access to the sales team, and there they are putting up this follow up, see the amount of communication getting reduced drastically by doing a centralized follow-up system. It ensures that the management is aware, okay, which person has made what comment and when are we going to ask for the money. So it reduces that question and answers between the team also. So this is an interesting customization. Dhirubhai, let's move forward. What other things that you
Yes.
can share on outstandings? Because today is all about outstandings. And
Correct.
what are the other things? Suppose there are 15 invoices which are pending, 15 parties, and maybe hundreds of parties. How can I ensure that on a click of button or 2 clicks of button that we are able to inform them? So today's world is all about communicating to your clients as quick as possible. So
Correct.
one way is of course sending one mail. You have shown the outstanding report, and Tally has got email capability. One way is to select outstandings and individual ledgers and send it to the party. What is the other way in which we can reduce the drastic time lag for collection?
Yeah. So one way is that we can send the invoices as and when it has been created. So quickly, I'll
Okay.
just show you that first.
Yes,
Suppose I
informing
have
informing
created,
the customer on an immediate basis is important. Yes.
yeah. So suppose I'm sending an invoice to, suppose, Dinesh Bhandari.
Friends, the names which has been selected by Hiral Bhai is those who are participants for today, and we have also put in the email addresses. So maybe some of you will be receiving the mails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
From a
I'll
trial
just
company, please.
I'll just select the person who has already joined this webinar. I'll 1 second.
Hiral Bhai, let's not waste time.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. No. So I'm just selecting this party, and do you want to send the mail? Yes. I just selected that yes, and automatically the mail. Okay, there was some configuration issue.
So for outstanding, what is important is that the immediate information to the customer the moment the sale has happened. So Tally does provide standard emailing function that on a click of button you can send the invoices to the customer. But that is something that you'll have to configure it, or you'll have to click on that email and then send it. Here the option is that immediately the after saving or on saving the Tally is asking whether you want to send the mail or not. If you say yes, it will immediately go as a mail.
Yeah. So the mail has been sent to Atul Trivedi, and similarly, we can in this sales order outstanding reports. Suppose if you want to send the outstandings to a few parties, say northern debtors. So what I can do is I can just select these parties, and I can select if all together mail, select this, and first I'll try with the one single parties, Atul Trivedi, and mail select, send mail, yes. So the party must have received a mail, and also you can select F1 select, and you can just control A, yes. Automatically the mail will be sent to these clients. So it is in the process, and just 8 to 10 reports are there. So those clients will automatically get the outstandings immediately. I'll just quickly show you how the outstandings, meanwhile it is being sent. I will quickly show you
Yeah.
how the outstanding is being sent.
Yeah.
So what report actually it is actually sending. So in the sent items, dear sir or madam, please find attached here with the details of outstanding payments. Kindly arrange to make the payment of overdue invoices or bills at the earliest. Kindly ignore the mail if the payment has been made. And you can see this report. So this is the report what has been made, payment of our invoices. So these are the invoices which they need to pay. You can configure or you can alter the description given below is details. You can change that. So this is the way we can send the outstandings.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
At a click of
So it
button.
is very
Super.
at a click of button, and everyone, you don't have to waste time for sending it one by one. So it has been sent.
Oh, superb. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, next
Sunil
part,
bhai,
what will, yeah, yes sir.
yeah. So here, the challenge here is also a business challenge, which comes is that I have to make a sale to a customer. He has given me the sales order, but to whom shall I first make a sale? So there are multiple customers from which I have received the order, but there are very few sales that I.
Hello. Yes sir. Hello. Hello.
I'm sorry, the connect has.
Yes sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I want to say is that whether there is an orders which is there, and we need to send the goods. We have got limited amount of goods. To whom shall I sell the goods first? Do you have a report for that?
Yeah. Suppose if you want to see this report, we can go in the orders and bill outstanding. So we in this report we get what was the sales order from this party, 15,000 suppose, and the outstanding amount, overdue outstanding of that party is 38,019, and total outstanding is 38,000. So accordingly we can analyze that which party, uh, what was the sales order balance of that party, and what is the outstanding amount of that party. So accordingly we can decide that to whom we need to make the sales, and what recovery issues are there with that party, we can sort it out. Yes sir.
Tally has come out with a fantastic function of browser-based access. You can access your outstanding reports. You can access your any reports from Tally. So, what is it that you can suggest? That is a default function of Tally. How can a user access his outstanding from the mobile? Because now the owner would be traveling everywhere. He will not be near Tally. So how can he access his reports from the mobile? Can you show some demo for that?
Yeah. So all we have to do is we have to just log into tallysolutions.com, and we need to select the company. So in this, I maybe I'm getting this company AimTech demo is connected. How that has been connected? You just need to configure a few things, and I'll just quickly connect this. You need to connect this company, and in the user security, you need to enter the user ID password, the tally.net user. So in this AimTech demo, I can see
We
here.
will provide. Yeah.
Yeah, we can provide that how to do that. So in this, you get a browser-based report. So anyone who is sitting outside the company or anywhere in the remote area, they can just go to this, login it, and they can see the group outstandings if they want, and various reports. So this is the same replica company which I'm using in the browser based. So North region debtors or northern debtors. So I can see here in the northern debtors, these were my outstandings. So if I drill down further, I can go to this party and I can see here what was the invoices. I can also download it in the PDF format, and I can send it to party
Oh,
immediately whenever
wonderful,
and still drill
wonderful,
down
wonderful.
if you can also go to the invoice level.
Okay, wonderful. Right. Hiral bhai, there are
Yes, sir.
questions coming from the users that they
Uh,
have got multiple companies. There are about 4 or 5 companies, and they have got the same parties to whom the invoice have been sold. So they want to
okay.
have a consolidated view. Okay. One option is of course going to trial balance and clicking on Alt N and then see the balance. That is the total balance amount at each party wise. But if I want to see
Correct.
invoice wise breakup of the
Uh,
group company, how can I see? Please show that. Also show this Alt N feature which is available in default Tally, and also show this group wise outstanding, please.
yeah, I will first show that alt n function. I will go to display trial balance. You mean to say in the trial balance, right?
Yeah.
Where were you asking, sir? Yeah, in the
Yeah.
trial
So
balance. Yeah.
yeah, the trial balance, there are 3 companies and all of them are having similar debtors. So if I want to
Okay. Yeah.
see the total, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'll quickly enable a group company. I will just
No,
start the
not
group
necessary.
company. Okay. You want to see it without group company.
Default one. Yeah.
Default one. Okay. So these are two companies, company one, demo company one, and demo company two. So in this display trial balance, I'm selecting Alt N, auto column, and I'm
Company.
selecting company. So do you want to see the total column? I say yes. So accordingly,
Then you
I
can
can
go in
see
sundry
here.
debtors. Yeah.
I will go
Current
to
assets and
current assets, sundry debtors, and then I can again select this company. Yes.
Alt F1.
Alt F1, and accordingly I will get the details of both the companies consolidated, provided the ledger name should be same in both the companies. So currently I'm using both similar companies, demo company 1 and demo company 2, in which the party names are same. So I
Okay.
can see
Okay.
here
That is very
the
critical.
90 data.
Having
Yeah,
same name is very critical.
correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I
I
will
want
show
party
you
wise, bill wise detail. Yeah.
party wise, bill wise details.
Yes.
So
Group
in
wise.
the group wise, yeah. So for that, we need to have a customization. I'll quickly open the group company, and in this I will go to group company report, bills receivable, and say I'm selecting sundry debtors. So you can see here the all the parties, the transaction has been listed, the outstanding amount is being listed, and the company name in which it is due, say it is coming on the left hand side, AIMTech Demo 1, AIMTech Demo 2. Accordingly, you are getting for the both, you are getting this consolidated report for both the companies. So company wise outstanding report. This is one report. The other one was, say if I want to have a ledger bills report, suppose Ankit Sanghvi. So in this, I'm getting for both the companies, demo company 1, this invoice number 160, demo company 2, say invoice number 160. These both are same because I have just copied the company and made it demo company 2. That's why. Otherwise, the invoice number will be different. So here you can
Okay.
see the demo company
Yeah.
ledger vouchers report. Also, you can see this. In this ledger voucher report, you can see normal ledger has been consolidated, and you can see in which company that it is appearing, in demo company 1 and demo company 2.
Okay, the same thing can be available in terms of if you have created certain UDF like broker name or salesman name, we can consolidate on that
Yeah.
as well. Okay,
Yes.
wonderful.
Right.
Right. Okay, so Hiral bhai, just one question that keeps coming from the customers or clients is that I need to know when I have to follow up from the client. Okay, I have got suppose invoices 15 or 20 invoices pending, but which is the month in which I can follow up? Is there something which is available in default tally where if I want to know where when this follow up has to be made?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can go to display and cash flow and cash flow projection. So in this case,
Okay, from here we get it. You need to configure it.
yeah,
You've not configured. Okay. Cash flow projections gives us the analysis of when the amount has to be received in the month by month basis.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Now there is one question which also kept coming is that if I want to analyze that which customer has paid on an overall basis, that which customer has paid late, because many times I have got a standard credit period of 30 days, but there are some who are paying it in 45 days, there are some who are paying it in 90 days, and there are some who are paying it in 20 days. How do I come to know what is my average payment cycle from the customers?
So yeah, we can go to ratio analysis, and we can select the receivables turnover in days.
Okay.
So we can get here
From here we get
days.
this actual bill clearance date.
Yeah.
Okay, on the right hand side that column is wonderful. So it helps in decision making that when what is my average credit period that the customer is using. Maybe for 30 days is something that I know, but if he's using 45 days or 90 days here, it will come. Wonderful,
Correct.
wonderful. Okay,
Yes.
yeah. Please come to the presentation once again. So friends, it's 12:02 and we need to have some questions, time for questions. And these are all the customization list. If you could just explain Hiral bhai.
Yeah. So auto email of invoice was where we can directly send the invoice while creating, whenever we are creating any invoice, automatically whenever you are saving that invoice, it will send that invoice to, as a email format to that customer in either PDF or you can select the formats. Mostly it is PDF. The outstanding emails means what I just showed you in I ran the batch processing of that outstanding emails. wherein you can send the outstanding emails to selected clients, say in just one click. Then month-wise outstanding was where you can get the month-wise outstanding of all the clients of a particular period. Then sales receipt report, which I showed you, was the sales, and along with that the receipts, and the amount of that receipts, and on which date I have received that amount. Then follow-up report is the report where I followed up in our organizations. Also, we are using this report. So say some of the person has followed up and put up some comments, like what all things, when the party will be paying, and what is the communication between them, what he has promised, like he will be paying in 2 days or 3 days. So we can put that comment as a history, and we can refer it whenever we want it in future. Bill group wise outstanding report is the group wise outstanding reports, which you can see for different groups. You can use it for different branches as well, where you are dealing with the same customers, but they are in the different branches, different departments or different companies. So you can see the consolidated report over there. And sales order and balance outstanding, whereby the sales order amount was given, and what is the balance outstanding to that party, so that I won't give much order, I won't accept the order unless and until he pays the balance outstanding to me. So we have a control, like we can identify a party where the outstanding is also increasing and sales order are also increasing. So we can just curb that practice, and we can have a control over them, so that the cash flow is effectively managed properly. Yes, sir. So this was all about customization list. And in case you require, in case you are interested, you can definitely contact us on these details, these email ID and phone numbers. You can contact us. So I hope everyone must have liked this. Each It is useful for each and every business. It's not about that particular business will be maybe using it, because outstanding is a problem of each and every person.
Okay. So friends, this is all about outstanding management. Somebody has asked for whether we can get digital signature or not. Yes, invoices can be digitally signed. That is possible with small amount of customization. And what we wanted to showcase in this entire 1 hour was that the correct accounting for debtors, that is what are the important aspects from masters, what are the important aspects from transactions perspective, what are the common mistakes that users do, and because of which they do not use the outstanding statements of debtors which the software provides. Once we get those outstanding details, how we can automate that process in reducing our debtors, that was the prime objective. Of course, along with that, we also learned on the round off and the TDS part, that how that what is the correct way of accounting for credit note TDS. There are few questions that are yet not answered in terms of how do we get branch wise sales, how do we get these things. That is possible through customization, that individual this thing, but we've also showcased on the group wise bill wise outstanding. So the branches can be the groups, and that is how you can get it. One last thing that we had discussed on the poster was that how we can use the bill reference number. Friends, bill reference number is basically the coming from the invoice number only. As we saw that how Dhiralbhai informed dash CN at the end of the bill reference name. Okay, in that case also you can add some suffix or prefix just to have a recall, maybe for the customer in your own outstanding. So that is one way in which you can definitely find it. The other is of course putting the voucher number or the bill number correctly in the reference field also. Along with that, one can also use Tally's interest calculation, which is based on the bill references. We are planning for some new webinar, so that we will discuss in detail that how bill-wise interest can be calculated. In fact, for one of the clients, we had also calculated the interest in the reverse way, that if the customer is paying the money before the due date, that much credit of interest should be received to him, and if he's paying beyond the due date, what is that? So these are the innovative use of bill reference numbers also. And I hope this 1 hour session was useful to you, and thank you all for the interaction. In case any question is left out, our contact details are here. Hiralbhai is a senior tele advisor. He is a solution architect himself, so designing a lot of solutions for clients, corporate clients, and he can answer on those questions. And if any of you can connect, want to connect with me, please do let me know. Thank you all. Hiralbhai, you would like to add something?
Yes. Yeah, thank you all for attending this webinar. I hope it was of much informative for you, and I hope this the outstanding problem of your company might get solved from our customization. So do let us know how can we help you in this critical times, so that because in these times the main problem is that whenever you are making sale will happen as and when it should happen, but the problem of cash flow will get addressed when you will seriously look into it. So I do suggest everyone to have a look. If you want to get a one-to-one demo, if you want to understand more about this customization, we can arrange a free demo for all of you. No problem with that. Just we need to be ensure that you are asking it like a day before. If you are asking, we can arrange it. And yeah, thank you so much for attending this webinar, and we hope to see you in the next webinar series. So keep in remain in contact. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Hiralbhai, you have to close the webinar.
Yeah,
Palak is not.
okay.